The key to understanding Ken Sim as Mayor of Vancouver is a tiny train in Stanley Park.
That's right. It's back, baby. It's awesome.
That was Sim on Monday night, announcing that the Stanley Park train, closed for most of the last 4 years, was going to reopen.
A year ago, we committed to bringing swagger back to the city, and it begins by bringing back events, attractions, and the things that our community loves and celebrates.
And because it's been 1 year since Sim was sworn in as mayor, we set up an interview with him, and we asked him the following question.
You've talked about bringing swagger back to Vancouver. You've talked about vibes. But in the first year, the price of owning a home or renting a home didn't get more affordable. Yep. Number of people dying of overdose deaths didn't go down. Property crime rates are up 9% this year, according to VPD stats. I guess, are you satisfied with the work that has been done to date by your administration to reverse those trends, and it's simply a question of letting things play out and Vancouverites will start seeing the benefits? Or is there more work that needs to be done on a substantive policy level to achieve those aims?
Well, that's a big question.
Yes, it was. But it could well be argued that affordability and safety have been the biggest challenges Vancouver's mayors have faced for many, many years. And when he answered the question, Sim talked first about how the city doesn't control interest rates or broader economic policy that helps determine home prices. And earlier in our interview, he talked about making headway on safety issues and fully funding the police department. Shortly into his answer, though, Sim brought up the train.
I'm happy with the progress we've made, but we have to make more. And we're looking, we're looking for out-of-the-box solutions. For example, the Stanley Park train.
And what were some of those out-of-the-box solutions?
We picked up the phone and we looked for private donors. And the community stepped up and we raised over $500,000 with a few phone calls. And then we got a train expert to come in to help us with the challenges that we have.
And who were those donors? They include the Beatty Foundation, the philanthropy arm of a developer family that donated to Ken Sim and ABC Vancouver last election. The Diamond Foundation, the philanthropy arm of a prominent Vancouver business family that donated to Ken Sim and ABC Vancouver last election. And the Peter and Joanne Brown Foundation, the philanthropy arm of a prominent Vancouver businessman who donated to Ken Sim and ABC last election, and just was given his own day by the city of Vancouver. Now, the Stanley Park train is beloved, political donations are fair game, and you could see this as a good example of outside-the-box thinking. You could also argue that there are much bigger issues for Ken Sim to talk about when asked about systemic problems in the city. What you can't argue, though, is Ken Sim finds the Stanley Park train an example of how he is running the city in a different and better way.
We're going to have the train up and running, subject to an inspection, of course, to make sure everything's safe, this Christmas. Something that wouldn't have been able to happen if we had to follow traditional channels to approve the funding and looking just, at our current resources. And so that helps us bring swagger back.
Justin McElroy, CBC News, Vancouver.